Say that again?
It's fantastic.
Yes, it is. Guys, I got it. Ready?
Welcome to Watch Mojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 canceled superhero movies.
He is most eager to join us.
Good. Start with him.
Now, Bub, you listen to me.
For this list, we'll be looking at the most notable times superhero movies couldn't get off the ground. Everything from planned sequels that ran into trouble and concept movies that never got made will be included. Which canceled superhero project do you wish had made it to air? Let us know in the comments. Number 10, Green Lantern 2.
To be chosen to join its ranks is the highest of honors and the greatest of responsibilities.
Yeah, that part I heard about.
Before Green Lantern debuted, there were talks of a trilogy of films around the titular character. That all changed the moment the movie hit the theaters. Audiences were thoroughly unimpressed by the story and terrible CGI costume. Ryan Reynolds himself has repeatedly poked fun at being in the film.
And please don't make the super suit green or animated.
With all the backlash from the fans, as well as a series of terrible reviews, the studio tucked their tail between their legs and walked away from any future sequels. Over 10 years later, the closest thing we've seen to a Green Lantern on a movie screen was a quick cameo from an alien with the ring in Zack Snyder's Justice League. Maybe Hal Jordan will get a second chance one day.
You know, we were saying on Earth, we say, I'm only human.
Number 9, a sequel to 2015's Fantastic Four.
Strap in and get comfy, kids. We're about to make history. Yeah, or die. Either or.
When the Fantastic Four reboot was announced, there were a lot of high hopes for the film and hopes for a sequel. After Jeremy Slater wrote the original script for 2015's Fantastic Four, Josh Trank virtually rewrote the entire thing. This back-and-forth script rewriting plagued the movie until it finally hit screens and severely disappointed fans.
Reed, what happened to me?
I don't know. But I'm gonna figure this out.
While Fox had already slated the sequel to be released in 2017, it bumped the release date of this follow-up 3 times. The box office returns and blowback from fans made it doubtful we'd get another entry in the franchise. And now that Fox has been acquired by Disney, the next Fantastic Four film definitely won't be a sequel.
Okay, let me explain.
Why?
I'm no good to you, to anyone. This is all my fault.
Number 8, Hellboy 3.
You have ridiculed me. And you have brought this unto yourself.
The original Hellboy films had 2 major players that were considered an intricate part of why they did so well: Ron Perlman and Guillermo del Toro. While both parties were having discussions about making the third one for a while, fans were waiting with bated breath. But del Toro's notoriously heavy schedule kept pushing the project back.
Let me put this to you as delicately as I can.
After dropping out of The Hobbit and making 2013's Pacific Rim, it seemed like he had time to make the third Hellboy. But 4 years later, he officially confirmed that the movie was not happening. To add insult to injury, the 2019 reboot was released to scathing reviews. It's doubtful we'll ever see Ron Perlman wear the horns for a third outing.
Red, why are you with me? Do you need everyone to like you? Everybody?
Number 7, X-Men Origins, Magneto.
I didn't know I still had that. There's so much more to you than you know. Not just pain and anger. It's good, too. I felt it.
At one time, there was an idea at Fox Studios to produce solo mutant stories as part of an X-Men Origins series. Although they managed to release the Wolverine story with that moniker, it did not do as well as expected.
Just had a rough night.
But the studio still wanted a new X-Men film based on the younger versions of many of the primary players. Many of the ideas and concepts for Magneto's Origins film were absorbed into X-Men First Class. Since that astonishing X-Men film covered Magneto's history so well, he no longer needed a movie about his backstory. No other films with the Origins moniker were ever made.
Eric, I believe.
I prefer Magneto.
Number 6, The Amazing Spider-Man 3.
How many men did you have in mind?
I want to keep it small. Everything you need is already at Oscorp.
There were rumors that the third installment of the second batch of Spider-Man films could have brought a whole lot of interesting new characters like Mysterio to the mix. The movie would have also laid the groundwork for spin-off movies about members of the Sinister Six. But when The Amazing Spider-Man 2 was released, it wasn't received overly well by audiences or critics.
I can see that. I can see you don't want to be here. I can see you're scared. I can see you don't know what's happening to you. I can see that you don't want to hurt anybody.
Plans for its direct sequel were pushed back as the studio struggled to find the right directors and producers. All this back and forth sequel talk finally ended when Sony made a deal with Marvel to bring Spider-Man into the MCU.
Captain? Big fan of Spider-Man?
Yeah, we'll talk about it later. Just...
Hey, everyone.
Good job.
Number 5, Gambit.
Well, because I know who you are, Gambit. You're the guy who escaped, and you're the guy who's going to take me back there.
The story behind this character's attempts to get a solo movie are the stuff of movie legend. Channing Tatum was originally set to play the titular role after making a cameo as the character during X-Men Origins Wolverine. But Taylor Kitsch played a pretty solid Gambit instead.
Are you Remy LeBeau?
Do I owe you money?
No.
Then Remy LeBeau I am.
After that Wolverine movie tanked, the studio came back to Tatum to see if he still wanted to make a Gambit movie. From 2013 onward, the film went through 3 directors and a plethora of script rewrites. And much like other Fox films, the movie got put on hold when Disney acquired Fox. Disney ultimately pulled the plug on the Gambit movie.
You miss me?
Number 4, an early 2000s Fantastic Four film.
But I think what telethon viewers really want to know is how you got your fantastic powers.
The whole story is here in our book, Dick. We wrote it especially for your telethon to help raise scholarship money for State University, Reed's alma mater.
Before the original 2005 Fantastic Four movie, another director had his eyes on a movie based on those 4 superheroes. Peyton Reed, the man behind both the MCU's Ant-Man films, pitched a very different version of the film than what we've traditionally seen on screen. Peyton's version would have seen the first family of Marvel appear in the 1960s. There'd be no origin story, and the heroes would have felt more like a rock band to the masses than superheroes.
There's some folks outside that want to talk to you.
We're not going public with this. We're scientists, not celebrities.
It's too late, son.
Reed pitched the idea to then Fox Film Entertainment CEO Tom Rothman, but the executive wasn't a fan. Given that Reed had massive success with the Ant-Man franchise, we think his unique spin on Fantastic Four could have been a home run.
A new day is done. The day of the Fantastic Four.
Number 3, Batman Continues. When the original Batman movie came out in 1989, fans were skeptical about Michael Keaton playing the Dark Knight. All that worry went out the window when the movie hit screens.
I want you to do me a favor. I want you to tell all your friends about me.
What are you?
I'm Batman.
Fans loved him enough that he came back for Batman Returns with Michelle Pfeiffer. A third film was planned where both actors would reprise their respective roles.
Selena. Don't you see? We're the same.
Batman Continues would have also featured Robin Williams putting on a bowler hat as the Riddler. Unfortunately, Batman Returns got some criticism about its dark tone. After Tim Burton was let go and the franchise started heading in a more kid-friendly direction, Keaton dropped out. It's a shame we missed out on Robin Williams' Riddler puzzling Keaton's Batman.
I need all the information the police have on him.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Number 2, Spider-Man 4.
Look, I want to kill the spider. You want to kill the spider. Together, he doesn't stand a chance.
Interested?
Sam Raimi made a huge contribution to the superhero movie genre when he directed 2002's Tobey Maguire-led Spider-Man. Fans and critics loved it enough to garner 2 sequels. However, the third entry in the series did not go over as well with fans.
I don't want to hurt you. Leave now.
I guess you haven't heard. I'm the sheriff around these parts.
Okay.
Despite Spider-Man 3 being a disappointment, Raimi was still game to do a fourth Spider-Man installment with the original cast. But a satisfying script never quite came together. When Raimi ultimately walked away from the project, Sony decided to end the original Spider-Man series. They proceeded to reboot the franchise with Andrew Garfield's short-lived run at the character.
Who are you? Spider-Man.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications.
Number 1. Superman Lives.
Superman Lives, or Superman Reborn, and then Superman Lives, and then later Superman Returns, was meant to be kind of like, let's kickstart Superman again in a bit more earnest way.
Originally written in the 1990s by Kevin Smith of Clerks fame, this movie saw more directors and changes than every special edition of Star Wars combined. 5 versions of the script were written, and a myriad of actors were said to be attached at various points. The most notable casting news for this movie was that of Nicolas Cage as Superman.
The great thing about Nick was that he was a fan of the comics, but he also was a fan of the sort of underpinnings and the psychology of it all. So that's again what's made it exciting. He sort of understood, to me, sort of both sides of it.
Images and videos of him in a costume test will still have fans wondering what could have been.
We'll get off of this after we're here.
But after bringing in Tim Burton to direct and spending $30 million on development, the movie got put on hold. At least Nicolas Cage got to play the Kryptonian nearly 20 years later.
It's always been my dream to have my own movie.
Well, it is important to have dreams, I guess.
Do you agree with our picks? Check out this other recent clip from WatchMojo. And be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.